I have to laugh a little bit about how I became interested in it, because I've had a laboratory at Harvard for 40 years, and I've always been interested in how genes are regulated both in normal cells versus cancer cells. And so when Li Chai moved from Yale to Harvard and started her own lab at Harvard, I got to know about her work on SALL4. She's worked on SALL4 almost her whole career. And to me, SALL4 is a wonderful example of how genes are regulated in normal versus cancer, because it's on when you're an embryo and it goes off when you're an adult. And then the fact that it comes on again in people who have cancer is very important. So for me, it fits in with my overall interest in gene regulation, both normal and cancer. So that's how I got interested in SALL4, because it's a very good example of how dysregulation of genes can lead to cancer. You know, as opposed to many genes that people study in cancer, it's generally not mutated very much. So the real reason it does bad things, it's because it's being expressed in the wrong cells at the wrong time. And to me, that's always been my interest in science. So it fits. And then I had a good collaborator who's a real expert in everything about SALL4. She studied it for 20 years. I don't think we've made as much progress as we should, and I blame the drug companies. Drug companies are there to make money. They don't really care if they cure anybody. If they cure everybody, they don't make any money. I'm being a little facetious there, but they like to pick easy targets. This is not quite so easy. It's not on the surface of the cell. It's inside the nucleus. But there are ways of doing that. During my talk, I talked about this. It made me so upset, because a lot of the drug companies, when we talked to them about some of the potential therapies we've developed in the lab, said, oh, we want an oral drug. We don't want an injectable. Well, guess what? Most chemotherapy today is still injectable. And guess what? All these diabetics, they're very happy to inject themselves if they have diabetes. People will take a good drug if it's injectable. They don't want to take an injectable if it's a bad drug, right? So I blame the drug companies. There's no reason. Now, I'm an academic lab. I'm not good at making drugs. I'm good at doing science. And I would like to work with more companies to do that. But they want to pick easy targets where they can make a lot of money. But I always laugh because, you know, we have a peptide therapy that actually looks pretty good in the mouse studies. When we talk to the drug companies, they go, we don't want to work on a peptide, it's expensive. We don't want to make an injectable. Well, I talked about this. People developed this GLP inhibitors for people with diabetes. It's an injectable, it's a peptide, and it's made trillions of dollars because every fat American wants to lose weight the easy way by, yeah. So there's a good example. They've made trillions, apparently, already. And the diabetics can't even get their hands on the drug. So I blame the drug companies. I'm sorry. Because we're not a drug company. We're an academic institution. They should pick up the ball and run with it. Yeah. Well, you know, it's kind of funny. I am actually a licensed medical oncologist still. I don't know if you heard me say this. It's been 40 years since I've seen my last patient. I think the potential for this is tremendous. It's a gene that's not on in most normal adult cells. So, you know, the therapeutic index, meaning the difference between normal and cancer, is infinite if you have a very specific drug. And again, as I said, this isn't my talent, developing good molecules that have, you know, the right kind of properties to give to people. The drug companies have that. Let them take the ball and run with it. Like, here, I'm going to hand it to them like a football game, American football game. You know, I'm the quarterback. Here's the ball. Run with it. But I think it's got tremendous potential. And believe me, if I had a deadly cancer that's going to kill me, I'll let someone inject something into my vein. I think you would too.